For me, it was, you're going to die. Here's hospice. I mean, there's no coming back. One day, I woken up by the doctor, just me in the room, and he starts giving me statistics about, people with these numbers don't survive, and I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I mean, whatever. 6 out of 10 patients. He goes, basically, there's nothing we can do. And it wasn't. He still wasn't. He was just giving me numbers and stuff. It was like, what? And they're giving me Dilaudid for my pancreatitis. So besides hallucinating, so he leaves. And I'm like, what the fuck?
And so have you understood that this is it?
Well, the way he said it was, there's nothing we can do with numbers like this. He never said you're going to die.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, okay. So I remember passing out, and I woke up, and his associate, this younger female doctor, was standing there. And she was just a sweet lady. And as soon as I saw her, she was just staring at me. And her eyes started watering. And then I'm like, holy shit. I go, man, this is real? What? And she goes, what he said? She goes, yeah. And she came over, sat down, and she's just looking at me. And now I'm processing it. And I said, please, there's got to be something you can do. And she started.
It's amazing how quickly we fucking flip
Oh,
from tough
I went
guy,
from I didn't give
I
a
don't give a
fuck about
fuck,
anything.
to please God, I'll do anything.
Well, the thing is, I never had that come to God moment where I was begging. I just said, I go, please, there's got to be something. And she said no. And I was like, okay. I never cried. It was just cold. There was nothing. And I went, oh, well, I'm thinking, you still have a couple of years or so. And I go, well, how long do I have? And she said, less than 6 weeks. And I was just like,
wow.
it was just this empty, quiet, dark tunnel that I was in, hole that I was in.
I can't imagine being told I have 6 weeks to live.
Yeah. And
what do you do? I mean,
I've had people say that to me, like, "What?
how do you process it?
And I'm just sitting here, and it was just a conversation like we're having. And she said, "Do you want us to stay? We called your family, or no, we're going to call your family, or we can, if you don't want to." And I said, "No, I'll do it." And she goes, "You want me to stay here?" And I said, "No." So she left, and I'm just sitting there looking out the window. I remember looking at these cars going by, just thinking, I'm going to be dead shortly. So you talk about a call, grabbing the phone, thinking I'm not going to be. This is one of the last times, because they said less than 6 weeks. My ma answered, and I'm trying to keep it together. And I was like, "You need to come in. I need to talk to you. It's very important." Well, I'll be there in a little while. No, I need you here now. And I wouldn't tell her why. And I hung up. Then I called another friend, and they got there, and they came in, and I'm just like staring at them. And they're like, "What's going on?" And I just, how do you tell?
Right.
Just have a conversation. And I just said, "I'm sorry, but I have to leave you." And they're like, it's the medication.
Right.
You heard
Right.
wrong.
Right.
I go, "No, you don't understand." And they're like, no. Well, then the team of doctors came in, and they said, there's nothing we can do for him. His pancreas, kidneys, and liver have been failing, but for the last 36 hours, they've shut down. Nothing's functioning. There's no turning them back on. There's no medicine. There's nothing we can do. And they said, this is hospice. Hospice care is taking over. They're going to be with you until you pass. And this conversation is going on. And it was just insane.
It's unbelievable.
Insane. And
I feel like you can't put yourself.
I've asked people, because some people will say, "Oh, I know how you feel," or like with different situations. "Oh, I hurt my back. Oh, I know how you feel. I know how you feel."
Yeah.
No, you don't know how I feel.
Right.
Or I had a bad day. No one can ever tell me that they know, unless it's a term. They can't tell me if someone's terminal from cancer, whatever. Of course, your diagnosis isn't good. You're going to pass, and then they pass.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it was, you're going to die. Here's hospice. I mean, there's no coming back. So you say your goodbyes, which I did.
Right.
Well, while this is going on, they're doing blood work to give to hospice for their records to take over. And they came back like 4 hours later, and then another 4 hours later, and they're kind of looking at me. And the next morning, this was going on that night, the next day, the day after that, and every time they come in to take blood, these doctors are coming in, just staring at me and taking notes. And I'm like, "What's going on? I want to go home." And they said, "Well, there's a processing issue with hospice. It's going to be a few days." And I go, "I've only got 6 weeks." And they're like, "Just relax." This went on for 7 days. Just every 4 hours, blood draws. More doctors every time. The 7th day, my room was full of doctors. And Dr. Death, who said I was going to, with the statistics guy, he's there with the younger female. He's at the foot of the bed, and he's looking at me, and he starts smiling. And then he starts to laugh. You evil fucker, man.
Right.
You're sending me home to die, and you're laughing. His associate sits down and starts crying. And she's holding my hand, and she says, Manny, we're sending you home to live. She said, that's why we've been getting blood every 4 hours.
How did that feel?
She said, all these doctors are here. She said, your organs are done. They stopped working. We started getting the lab works back, and not only did we see movement in levels that should not be there, so they had to repeat.
Sure.
Every time they did, they were moving. She said, your kidneys, pancreas, and liver are all in normal range. She said, this does not happen. You should be dead. She goes, when we told you 6 weeks, we told you that so you could have enough energy to hold on to say goodbye to your family. She goes, we all said you'd be dead in less than 48 hours. And here, lo and behold, it was in 2020. And that's when COVID shut the world down. So now I'm going to live. But for 7 days, I waited to die. So It was a fucked up situation. And they're like, you need intense 24/7 rehab, counseling, this. COVID shut the world down in February. Right. I got out in February. I never had one meeting, not because I thought I was too tough for it. It wasn't available. The world was shut down. By the grace of God, I have never had any cravings. I've never had withdrawal. I can be around. I go to casinos. I go out with my friends who drink. There's no urge. I don't want any part of alcohol. January 27th coming up will be 5 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And it's by the grace of God, I'm still here, man.